Welcome to the Upholstery Studio. Every week we're going to show you useful and interesting projects that are fun and easy to make and look beautiful when they're finished. You don't need to be a professional upholsterer or have a bunch of expensive tools to do our projects either. If you have a stapler, a drill, scissors, glue, and a saw, you have the basics necessary to do almost any of our projects. All it takes is a few fun hours and the desire to make something beautiful with your own hands. At the end of the show, we'll tell you where you can get plans or kits for today's project. Now we're ready to cut the wood. And what we've done is we've got our 4 pieces of wood marked on the face of the OSB, that's the smooth side. If you don't mark on the smooth side, you can't create these crisp lines with your pen and when you're cutting with your saw. You'll notice that we have our face, our top panel, and our 2 side panels. And we're ready to begin cutting. As you're cutting, press down with the saw as you're moving forward. The one thing you want to make sure that you do is take your pieces and use a sanding block to remove all of these little burrs that are on the edge. These burrs will hold your fabric away from the cornice so you can't complete your cornice properly. Once you've finished sanding, we're ready to assemble the frame.
Now we're ready to assemble the pieces for the cornice board. What I wanted to show you is there's a recess of 3/4 of an inch on the top of this cornice board. If you're looking at the cornice across the room, you'll see a nice crisp edge when it's like this. If we brought this board to the top and you had any folds in the fabric, you would see those bumps. This way the fabric has a chance to fall down in there. Now to lay out for that 3/4 inch groove, what we do is we'll take it from the top edge of our side, mark down 3/4 of an inch, and what I did for you is I colored in where the board is actually going to be glued. On the other side, we've come down 1 inch from the top and marked a line, and this is where we actually nail to. Now on our cornice board again, you can see this is our nail line that lines up to the center of our top. And now we're ready to glue the frame together. We'll apply the glue in our shaded area here. Now let me show you how this works. The glued area, we're lining up the lines on the inside. And now we're ready to nail this together. I'll get our safety glasses and our nailer. Now you can also use brad nails and a hammer to hammer this together, but we're going to do it a little faster with our air gun. Before we put the face on, we want to glue the exposed areas here. The face is going to contact, and we measured down from the top of the face down 1 inch, and this is again our nail line on the outside smooth area. Now we put our glue on the top edge, just a little stripe. When you put the face down on top of it, it'll lay out. Now we pick up our face and we place it on top of our frame. Now the one thing I want you to do is line up this back corner, make it flush with the top, flush with the edge, and we place 1 nail there. We do the same at the other end. We line it up with the top, flush. Now, the next nail we take our side panel and we move it in so that it's flush along the edge. Okay, we nail that at the end. Come to the other end, and we'll do the same thing. We'll make it flush. Now, basically the box is tacked together. We can come along the edge and we can nail this in and get it complete. But the one thing I wanted to show you, remember our recess of 3/4 of an inch on top? You can't very well look under there and try to nail at the same time. What we're going to do is we're going to take our rule and we're going to mark or look at that and say, well, it's a little more than 3/4 of an inch, so I'm going to have to push this back just a little. Then push it down till we get just 3/4 of an inch. Okay, now we want to do that along the top. Once we have that 3/4 of an inch established on the top, and then once it's all nailed together, the frame can be dried and we're ready to upholster it. Now, if you've got a cornice board that's longer than 8 feet, because OSB is 8 feet long, what you want to do is use a splice. This is where you can see here we have the 2 lines. This is where our top board goes. We've taken a piece of 1/4 inch plywood, 4 inches wide, and here we've just brought it up a 1/2 inch from the bottom, rounded the corner, glued it, used a straight edge across the top to keep it straight, and then just stapled it down. And once this dries, it becomes one large piece of OSB.
As you can see, making a cornice is easy. A kit is even easier, and it comes with everything you need to complete the project. Pre-cut wood and all the supplies. All you do is add your fabric to any of our kits, and you can make a headboard or even an ottoman. All the kits come with everything you need to complete your project. Don't forget the tools. They make it even easier. Order your kit today to begin your project and make your home more comfortable with beautiful designer furnishings. For our next step to build the cornice, see episode 3.